Good evening, dear Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Variety is a spice of life. We Toastmasters are aware of all the spices needed to be sprinkled in our speeches to get the best out of it. But yes, every Toastmaster uses the spices in his or her own way, and none of it can be imitated with how much ever effort you put. That's the beauty of a speaker. Today is a historical day for Eminent, and it is going to be having its first meet with the BTM, which has been possible, I must say, only and only because of the pandemic. And we are getting an opportunity of this virtual connect. So it is a pleasure for us to have this meet, and I'm very happy to see the way it's going. I know the teams have been working a lot, but as I've already said, the first credit goes to the virtual. So I would wish to acknowledge that the virtual meet has really helped us have this biggest meeting today. Toastmasters is a non-profit organization which works towards building effective speakers and elusive leaders. It is a platform where we can experiment our speaking skills and leadership skills by receiving and giving feedback. With this note, let me go ahead to enjoy this informative and exciting meeting. Welcome guests. It is a pleasure to have all of you here. It is a great honor for us as two big clubs are going to be having this memorable meeting today. With this, I'm pleased to welcome a very charming and passionate speaker who loves public speaking, aspiring to be a professional motivational speaker someday, which I don't feel is too far away. It is none other than our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Manjeet. That's nice.
मैं डालू ताल पे भंगड़ा तू भी गिद्दा पाले चलेगा रंग जमा दे हमके बने सभी मत वाले
मन कहे कि मैं आऊं चांद और तारे सारे इन हाथों पर मैं चांद रखूं इस मांग में भर दूं तारे
हेलो हेलो तू फ्लोर पे जब है आई येलो येलो बड़ी सॉलिड मस्ती छाई
हेलो हेलो तू मुझे घूमने लगाई येलो येलो कंट्रोल करो मेरे भाई
Would you all like to join me once again?
Super.
yes
Yes, so let's have this once again.
Yeah.
Everybody.
मैं डालू ताल पे भंगड़ा तू भी गिद्दा पाले चलेगा रंग जमा
I can't see your hands up. Everybody. Yeah, that's it, Nivedita.
मन कहे कि मैं
Wow, Janak.
आऊं चांद और तारे
Anuragha,
सारे
great.
इन हाथों पर मैं चांद रखूं इस
Sunil.
मांग में भर दूं तारे
हेलो हेलो तू फ्लोर पे जब है आई येलो येलो
Yellow.
बड़ी सॉलिड मस्ती छाई
हेलो हेलो तू मुझे घूमने लगाई येलो येलो कंट्रोल करो मेरे भाई
Control करो मेरे भाई. Woo! That's it. Thank you very much for joining me in this jig. Well, it's time to celebrate, and you must be wondering, why is my mood so upbeat? Is it my birthday? No, it was in September. Am I celebrating Biden's victory? Well, that's stale news now. Is it Thanksgiving? Well, it was 2 days ago. Diwali was long ago. Christmas is still a month far. So, well, what is it? that I'm celebrating? It's another day, and I am alive, and so are you. Isn't that wonderful? And isn't that an occasion to celebrate? So, yes, join me in this celebration. You know, Toastmasters, wherever in the world, whatever be the culture, the religion, the race of people, the celebration around themes is always universal. It would always be a birthday, an anniversary. It would be buying a new house, shifting to a new house. It would be success in your examinations, graduation, beginning of holidays, getting a job, retiring from a job. It could be Teacher's Day, Siblings Day, Brother's Day. Well, practically any day of the calendar, all 365 days in the calendar is some significant day and a day for celebration. And once again, if you will look at the way people celebrate all around the world, again, it's the same. This celebration would always be incomplete without good food, a feast, company of your loved ones, ambience, fireworks, games, music, dance, singing. And well, it is time for celebration for us today also, because today it's a joint meeting of two eminent clubs of Mumbai. One by Eminent by its name and the other Eminent by its fame. So yes, it's a joint meeting of Bombay Toastmasters and Eminent Toastmasters. And yes, an occasion to celebrate. With me today in this celebration, I'm promising you, but let's see, a disclaimer, I will not refund the money of your tickets if something goes wrong. Well, it is going to be an entertainment-packed meeting where there is going to be performances, there will be some games, music, and food for thought. Because you have access to a lot of food in your homes. Just go and reach out for it. But yes, we will definitely provide you with a lot of food for thought. And yes, with me, I have three facilitators who will help us in the smooth conduct of our meeting. I tried my best to convince this man that rules are made to be broken. But somehow he was so adamant and I could not convince him. And he said, even if people get very high with spirits, due to wine or just the spirit of celebration, they still cannot bend the rules of grammar. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Sajid, who is the grammarian for this program today. Over to you, Toastmaster Sajid.
Madam Toastmaster of the day. And what an entry that was. I have never seen anybody coming in that way. Woohoo! That was amazing. And my fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian today, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any misuse of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian today, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. And for today's meeting, the word or the feeling that I'm going to bring forth, we are missing it in today's world. And I wish that we bring it up a lot in our interaction with each other. So with that, the word of the day is humane. And it is spelled as Humane, which means having or showing compassion or benevolence. An example of using the word is, had British East India Company been humane towards Indian culture and ethos, God only knows they would still be ruling Indian subcontinent. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the word of the day report, grammatical usage report when called upon during the meeting. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sajid. And now, moving on. Just as Cinderella's party had a time limit, she could be there only till midnight, and otherwise the spell would go. Similarly, we have a timer here who's very strict to see that all the performers remain on track with the time. And so, dear guests and Toastmasters, please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Yashokrita, the timer of our celebratory meeting.
Sorry. We forgot Manjeet
Yeah,
Yashokrita.
all
Instead
right.
of Vasudev
Yes,
is the time.
yes.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure to welcome this young gentleman, Toastmaster Vasudev, as our timer.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, for the introduction. Is my audio and video visible?
Yes, yes, very,
Yeah.
very audible and visible.
Thank you. So, as Madam Toastmaster of the Day introduced, I am the timer for the day, today's session. And as the timer, my duty is to time prepared speech, table topics, and evaluations. As part of the role, I will be showing the timer cards in the background of my video, and all the speakers, evaluators, and table topic participants are requested to please pin my video so that they can see the timer cards as I'm showing currently. For prepared speech, the time allotted is as per the project, which is 5 to 7 minutes. I will show the green card when the speaker reaches minimum time allotted of 5 minutes, as I am displaying currently. I will show the yellow card when the speaker reaches the midpoint as displayed currently. And I will show the red card when the speaker reaches the full time of 7 minutes, as is being displayed currently. For table topics, the allotted time is 1 to 2 minutes, and I will show the green card when the speaker reaches 1 minute. When the speaker reaches 1 minute 30 seconds, I will display the yellow card, and when the speaker reaches 2 minutes, I will be displaying the red card. For the evaluations, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes, and
Vasudev, you will be called upon again. No problem. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. And then over to you, Toastmaster of the Day,
Yes.
Manji. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vasudev. I'm sure all our participants will stick to the time regimen that you have provided. And now I would like to invite one more person on the dais. I am sure there are going to be many aha moments today in our celebration. So let me welcome the the aha, or no, the aha counter of our meeting, Toastmaster Bhavna. So please welcome Toastmaster Bhavna. Over to you, Toastmaster Bhavna.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, Dr. Manjit. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as a counter is to count the number of unnecessary sounds or repetitive words you may use when you are speaking on Spotlight. I will be observing and taking note of words such as you know, like. These are filler words that affect the effectiveness of a speech. I will present my report when called upon by the General Evaluator. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, Dr. Manjit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavna. And yes, now that these facilitators of mine have clearly cited the rules, the very humane rules. Let us now move on to our performances. And well, celebration need not be self-centered, just me, myself, and my family. It can be an opportunity to include as many people as possible and multiply our love, kindness, and happiness. Well, I'm not quoting any philosopher here, but this is what Toastmaster Janak feels about celebration, and he would be evaluating the first speech of the day. I invite Toastmaster Janak to read out the objectives of the speech of our first speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Janak.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Dr. Manjit. Thank you for your warm introduction. The purpose of this project for the speaker is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The speech will be 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmasters of the Day.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Janak. When I asked this lovely lady, what was her most memorable celebration? And she said that it was her graduation day because she celebrated it with her family and friends. So over to Toastmaster Himangi. Toastmaster Himangi, fear to freedom, fear to freedom, Toastmaster Himangi.
Hi. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Oh, great. Thank you. Are you sure you want to do this? Then don't come crying to me, said my sister, while I was busy packing my bags. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and guest. No. I wasn't planning to allow. I was packing my bag for the next day trekking trips. Now you must be wondering why my sister was so worried. Of course, there are a couple of reasons. First of all, I was sick a couple of days back, and it was raining whole day, so she was concerned about my health. But more so over, she was aware of my fear of height. This time I was determined. How long am I going to give reasons to my friend for not going for a trekking with them? This time I made up my mind what may happen, but I'm going to go and complete it. This time I called my friend and asked any reference who can suggest a good guide for my trekking. So this friend suggested a trip advisor who asked us that he will join us as well during that trip. So I asked him to suggest any easy trip, and he suggested Lohgad, which is at Pune. He said this is an easy trip for a first timer trekker like me. So we have decided that we will go to Lohgad. It was pleasant day. It was rained the previous day, so the weather was very pleasant. The cool breeze was there. As the guide suggested us to reach at the base camp early, so we decided to leave early morning so that we can reach on the top before the sun comes. We started early morning and we reached at the base camp. The base camp was a small village at the bottom of the mountain. From there, the peak was visible, and I happened to look at the peak. Though it wasn't very high, but suddenly the shiver came to me. My whole body was shivering. Will I be able to do it? What if not? No. Anyhow, I have to complete it. I will make it. So many thoughts were coming out of my mind. This guide looked at me. He came to me and said, "Hey, don't worry. It is easy. I know you will do it. Just don't look down. Look around and enjoy the beauty." And he smiled at me. I looked at him and decided myself, yes, I'm going to do it. What may happen, I will do it today. We started walking soon. But to my surprise, I never expected that at the start itself, we found one small waterfall. And my fear melted there itself. Then we started walking slowly up. We reached at the midway, and I looked down. Oh my God, it was a valley there. But then I suddenly looked around and I saw the picturesque scenery, lush greenery, and felt the pleasant climate surrounded. I just laughed at me. How stupid am I? For so many years, I just missed such a magical view due to my stupid fear. I laughed and we started walking ahead. Couple of more waterfalls and a lip smacking snacks given by the local villagers. It was an amazing experience. Finally, after 1.5 hours of climbing, we reached to the peak of the mountain. Me and my friend stood at the top of the peak, though I was shivering while looking around. But what I found is the valley was filled of white feathered cloud just a hand away from me. I felt like I raise my hand and get all the clouds with me. Though I was on the top of the mountain, but in my heart, the feeling was I was top of the world. Yes, I did it. I was there on the top. After that, I have done few more, or I still continue these easy or a little tough uh, trekking. But that first experience I will never forget because that was the pioneer of my journey from fear to freedom and experience the weather around, experience the feeling of flying on the mountain. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Himangi, for conquering your fear of heights, and definitely that's an occasion to celebrate. Uh, dear guests, please take 30 minutes, 30 seconds to provide a feedback to Toastmaster Himangi.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was a good speech, okay, first of all. And I think it went really smoothly. She started off with how, her sister thought about her, and then gradually how she overcame the fear of heights. But in the middle, I think there was a lag. I think I felt, okay, I don't know how you guys, I felt she was stretching a bit. That's what I felt.
Is that the evaluator of speech?
I think we can put the evaluation in the chat box. The evaluation will be
Yeah,
delivered by the evaluator.
yeah. Please put it in the chat box.
Yeah.
Nick, thanks.
All right. So, yes, that was Hemangi's unforgettable celebration, conquering her fear, and her graduation day. But sometimes, we forget people's birthdays and anniversaries. Has it happened with you? And especially of your loved ones. So it can be a catastrophe if you forget the birthday of your wife. Well, this Toastmaster said that he had forgotten his wife's birthday, and he could not, while he was talking to her on the phone, she was away at her mother's house, and he still could not remember. And he was very worried when he was later reminded by her. But the charming person that he is, he managed to make up with her. And that's the reason we are seeing him in, his full form today, one piece. So please welcome Toastmaster Anand, who would be evaluating our second speaker today. Toastmaster Anand, would you please share the objectives of the speech?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. The speaker is attempting a project titled Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is also for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. Timer, please note, time is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. I would like to welcome a very private person, Toastmaster Ron, who chose not to share how he loves celebrating his special days with us. Toastmaster Aaron, a better me, Toastmaster Aaron.
When you hear of the word mentor, does anyone come to your mind? I am sure it may not be just one single person, but there will be many. Because since we are born, there are many people who are instrumental to make us the people that we have become. All along this journey, our mentors come into our life, show us how to dream, show us how to accomplish that dream. In my life, there have been many people like that. And today, I would like to speak of one person. He was my first mentor in Toastmasters, Durgadatta Velekar. I remember the first time when I met him. I paused because he was not speaking. He asked me, "Where is your CC manual?" And I realized that he's someone who means business. Immediately, I took out my manual, and then he started smiling. And he said, "I'm going to tell you one secret, a secret how to give good speeches." He removed his manual and showed me all the speeches that he gave, all the objectives. He had underlined them and highlighted them and decorated them, and all the important aspects and points were right there in front when you just open his manual. And he told me that every speech that you deliver, Aaron, I want you to first open your manual and underline the objectives. Understand that what you should first focus on. And after that, go to the questions. Understand what the evaluators are looking. That was an important lesson from me. That day I learned that I should always stick to the basics. Even now, 5.5 years into Toastmasters, whenever I have to deliver a speech or I have to speak to anyone, I always go back to that incident, stick to the basics, and I ask myself, what exactly do I have to convey? There was a time when Durga was delivering his speech. I was present there. It was his CC10. Everyone was excited because that was going to be the first CC10 of our club. I too was excited because my mentor is going to become a competent communicator. As I was sitting there in the audience, just like everyone, waiting to congratulate him at the end of the meeting and saying, "Wow, Durga, you are a CC," something different really occurred. He delivered his speech. The evaluator said, "Durga, you delivered a good speech, but this is not something that I was expecting for a CC10. You may consider doing it once again." And it was pin drop silence. We all looked at Durga's face to understand what is he going to say next. After the meeting, he told me, "Aaron, I'm going to give my CC10 once again. And you see, that will be a better speech." True to his words, he delivered that speech once again. And immediately after he finished the speech, there was a standing ovation for him. The evaluator was all praise, and Durga was happy. There, I learned the second lesson as a prodigy. There is a right way and there is an easy way. If you want to do well, take the right way. Since then, there have been many incidents in my life when I thought that, okay, this is easy. And then I realized that no, this is not the right way. Thinking of his CC10, there have been occasions where I have delivered speeches and without even anyone telling me to redo it, I thought that yes, I have not done justice. I need to do it once again. I enjoyed my time as a prodigy in my club. And there was one incident when Durga told, this Saturday, keep yourself free. We are going to go somewhere out. And I was all excited. I met him at Andheri station. We drove and we reached where else but Bombay Toastmasters. That was my first experience of an outside my club meeting. As I was at BTM, I realized why Durga brought me there. Everything was done so perfectly well, right from having a board outside saying that the meeting is going to start, the meeting is in progress, wait for the applause, to everyone sitting right before the meeting, everything being planned perfectly well. And that was the vision that Durga wanted to show me, that we have to do something different in our club. After that day, there was no looking back. I started researching and looking for different ways to improve our club meetings. I started discussing with him. And very soon, as the president of my club, I was able to take our club to become a president distinguished club for the very first time. The important lesson that I learned from Durga on that Saturday evening trip was that look around and see everyone. And when you see people doing better, learn and try to reach that level. Now, whenever I meet someone, I try to see what are the different things that they do, how I can learn from them. And there are so many people that I have learned from. Coming back to this incident at BTM, there's so many friends that I made because of that experience. Be it Babu, be it Sunil, be it Arvind, be it Anand. It has been a fantastic journey and it always continues. Learning from different people, I even filed my DTM. And when I told Durga, he was so happy that he said that let's celebrate. And it's going to be a dinner from my side. He invited the other two club presidents and the four of us went for a dinner. And he told me, whenever you do something good, you have to celebrate the success. Today, we're celebrating another success, the success of two clubs that are doing extremely well. Think about it. Learn from stick to the basics, learn from other people, do the thing that is really good, not the easy thing, and always celebrate your success. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aaron. And I'm sure you celebrated all your mentors. Um, Dear guests and Toastmasters, please take 30 seconds to provide a Aaron. Time to move on. Well, rituals are very important in celebrations, and the feast and ambience are always topmost on the priority list. This Toastmaster believes in feasting and the spread that one has during celebrations. Can you imagine Ramadan Eid without shearing, without turkey, and Holi without Puran Holi? Well, it rhymed unconsciously. So yes, let's welcome our next evaluator, Toastmaster Nazir, who will be reading out the objectives of our next speaker's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Nazir.
Thank you, Manjit. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some previous experience as a protege. Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nazir. Now I would like to welcome the Toastmaster who will be delivering the speech, who said he loves the ambience and the festivities because they really multiply the joy of him. And he swears by the warm glow and the sparkle of the Diwali diyas, kandils, and lamps. Please welcome Toastmaster Shirish.
Am I audible?
Yes, Shirish, you're audible.
A mentor is someone sees more talent and ability within you than you see in yourself. And he helps to bring it out of you. A mentor is someone who shows you to see the hope within yourself. Good evening, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guest. If you are really dedicated to something, then nothing can be distraction. That is what learned from my mentor, theatre person, Vinita Pimpalkar. She is a mentor or guru who helped me to become theatre person, and she was a director of many dramas I played. She had sent up my Charlie Chaplin skits when I presented during office annual function. She liked it and she selected me. She offered many roles in her dramas, which I played. While directing the plays, I learned many things from her. The facial expression, set design, lights, sound, stage movement, hand gesture, dialogue delivery, facial voice modulation, that too makeup and costume also. Since I had played many skits of Charlie Chaplin, unknowingly, I used to incorporate Chaplin's moves. She always pointed out to me and told to avoid it. I learned passion, dedication, and wholehearted involvement in the project in hand from her. All these talents and skills I used when I become a director for the dramas. And it helps to secure the prizes and applauses. Now, about mentoring Toastmasters, it is about seeking help from knowledgeable and experienced members to achieve the goal faster. The particular program is beneficial for club members and club in whole. Major qualities in a mentor, as identified in Toastmasters, are: he should be available, patient, sensitive, respectable, knowledgeable, supportive, confident, and a good listener, and one who has concern for others. Mentors I got in Toastmasters had these qualities. I joined Bombay Toastmaster in February 2018. My mentor, Manish Kamdar, is an engineer by profession, weed cyclist, foodie by choice, and one of the Pancham Pagal. He had many mentees, but still he is helpful. I used to send my speeches and he would review it promptly. He will send the correction and all. Apart from this, I have learned many things from Toastmaster by observing. Toastmaster recommends mentor program to a finite program. After getting advices in few project, mentee become well versed with different aspects of public speaking. It is for him to practice as what he has learned. When I joined the bank and I worked in the various branches under various bosses. When I got transferred in Pune to Tilak Road branch, the Mr. Narayan Sonani was my immediate boss. He motivated me to appear the promotional exam. He gave me study material, notes and all. We discussed many case studies, problems, which were helpful in my promotional exam. I got promoted, I passed that exam and got transferred to Mumbai. He advised me, you are going to Mumbai. This moment is very important. At every year you should get one value addition that will be helpful for your career. And he is my mentor in my professional life. From my childhood to my professional life, many mentors guided me and from raw person to finished me. My first mentors are my mom and dad, who taught me not only education, but values, behavior, made me fit to survive in this world. So all in all, there are many people who helped me in my professional, personal, professional, and Toastmaster journey. It is time to stop and gratitude to all those people who have made difference in my life. Today, I want to thank all my mentors for being there for me. In Sanskrit shloka, we say, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parat Brahma, Tasmay Sri Guruve Namaha. Mentor, protégé relationship is a beautiful and pure relationship. Remember, mentor is one who see more talent than you did, more potential than you did, and help you bring it out. Mentor is equal to learning, learning is equal to growth, and growth is equal to better you. Over to Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shirish. Indeed, we can never pay off the debt owed to our mentors. Dear participants and Toastmasters, Please take 30 seconds to provide Toastmaster Shirish feedback for this match. Well, I would now like to invite on stage our next performer, who I'm sure eats, sleeps, dreams, performs only humor in every celebration. Because every time he's on stage, he uplifts our spirits. And that's celebration for us. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Sunil, who will be giving us the objectives of the speech of our next speaker.
Thank you, celebrity Manjeet. Times have not only changed, even the timers have changed. And today our speaker is going to talk about change. The purpose of the project is to develop a change management plan, and the speaker is going to share some aspects of this change management plan. Timer, please note the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil. And this speaker, whom invite on the days, can never forget her parents' 25th wedding anniversary celebration, because it was fun all along, and especially because it was in the company of her loved ones. So over to Toastmaster Smitha. Managed change. Managed change, Toastmaster Smitha.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, but I would like to just check my audio and video before I start. And I'm also going to be sharing my screen, so just bear with me. So can everyone hear me and see me?
Yes,
And
Toastmaster
see my
Smitha.
screen?
Yes, we can. We can see your screen and you're clearly audible and visible.
All right. To see, said Mahatma Gandhi. But what I was going to do was not that. It was so inspiring and profound. But what I was doing was I was the change, and I was freaking out. Madam Toastmaster and my dear guests and fellow Toastmasters in this meeting. Today, I will take you all through my life's journey back in 2015. So this was the time where I was still in graduate school, and I had volunteered to be part of a TEDx organizing committee. So my role, I thought, would be just going in, taking in orders from my seniors and doing it. Just probably put in like 1-2 hours a day and then wash my hands off and be like, yeah, that's my job, I did it. So let's move on. But then during one of the meetings, the board member of the member who was organizing came up and said, so does anyone here want to take one step further? Instead of just 1 to 2 hours, do you think you can put in a little more time? The innocent, naive me back then, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, okay, 1 more hour, I can do it. So they're like, oh, it's just not that. You'll have to raise your hand and pitch to everyone in this audience as to why you want to and how you would do it. Like, how would you manage your school and this? And I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. So 7 of us stood up. I didn't know that not everyone was on board, only 7 of us. So I was like, okay, cool. I give you a pitch of how I will manage and how I will take this group to success, and I put in more work. So that happened right after that was everyone voted, and I was selected the most favorite amongst the people who gave the pitch. And little did I know I was going to be the president of the team, which would organize having all the speakers lined up for the event, selecting them, and also organizing the speaker slots and the whole flow of not the meeting then, but like it's TEDx meeting. So I was bewildered. I was like, what did I get myself into? Like, what am I going to do? I don't even know things. I don't even know the procedure, nothing. So thankfully, there were people already who had done it, and they were kind enough to help me out. But during this whole process, I did understand how I would manage this change that I had put myself into. I wanted to see this change happen, but how would I do it? Like, what am I going to do, right? So for the benefit of audience today, I have drafted 6 steps that I went through, and I'm going to share them with you. So first one was to define the change. The change was me being in a different situation, me being in like a place where everything was unknown, and people were not of the same origin, people from different countries. I didn't know the culture, everything was new. So the change itself was the scenario, me, and the expectation. And the next one was to determine what this could have an impact on. The impact was the whole meeting. The TEDx meeting could be like a failure because I didn't select the right speakers. I didn't pitch the right ideas to the group, and we did not handle the transition between speakers well. So the impact was huge. And then now that I understood that the change was me and the impact was going to be huge, how do I develop this and communicate this to my fellow people in the meeting or the organization committee? So then we developed the strategy of email system, and we all got into using Google Docs, Google Sheet. So everyone was communicating real time. So if I typed something on the sheet, just making notes, people would know at the time when that was happening, even though we were not in the same room. Also, we started, some people in the States did not know WhatsApp was a thing. They're like, oh, well, what is it? Why can't we just use Facebook? But well, we Indians, we got a most popular app, even though it was developed in the US, to make them use it. So yeah, so we used WhatsApp as a main tool to communicate between teams and to have more communication with the organizers, the potential speakers, and the volunteers who would help in having everything together. And next was to prepare for the change. So preparing is everyone to know what they're supposed to do, when they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to do. So it was a learning process for everyone together. Some of them were doing it after the second time or third time, but most of us were doing it for the first time. So we're all learning and seeing, let's do a trial round, let's do like a dress rehearsal, let's do just like a dry run, and then just understanding how things would move. So we're preparing because we don't want to fail on the day. So we'd rather fail during our trials, right? And then the 5th thing was implementing the change. That was actual event happening. And it was nerve-wracking. I was like, oh, I hope nobody messes. Everyone remembers where to go. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do. And thankfully, they did. But the 5th one, the implementing, was really like a test for that day. And then finally, we all sat back after the whole, and I was like, did give a pat on our backs and said, we did pretty good. The change process that we did was fine. We moved everything onto the cloud using the Google Docs, which was freely available. And we did use something that was already there, WhatsApp. So like new things that came in. And even though it was new to us and was a change in our lives, we didn't let that come as a barrier. We like, yeah, we are taking in the change with us and moving along it. So we were riding the tide of this change. But cut to 2020. This was when, and just before I was putting this whole speech and the presentation together, I realized that this whole process, this 6-step manage the change process, is something that we Toastmasters do on an every meeting basis. Every meeting, the changes that we need people to play roles, and then the impact is on the number of people who come in to be part of the meeting, to enrich their own learning and be part of our club, and then to communicate the whole thing usually. And also, since we are a corporate club, so we use emails very extensively. And then the next thing to prepare them, everyone's given the rules that they have to follow, or the roles, the way that they have to conduct themselves. And even when they have to do an evaluation, how to do it. If you want to give a speech, what are the things that you have to prepare on? So that's something that we do on a meeting to meeting basis. And when we implement, each meeting is a test of how well the past 4 steps had been done. So did we understand what was changed? Did we understand the impact? Did we communicate well? Did we prepare well? And yeah, we're implementing it now. And then the last step is always measuring to understand how well it went. And usually the way I would measure it is how many people came in, how many people participated, and did we really drive home the essence of what Toastmasters stands for, that is, that to network and to lead. So if anyone comes back and then gives us their input and then wants to take up roles in the next meeting, we've achieved it. So managing change, I learned it during my TEDx meeting, but I feel I'm implementing it every meeting when I decide to participate, when I decide to help my VP education in putting together a meeting. So we are all Toastmasters have been riding the tide and have been doing the change that we want to see. So kudos to us, and I hope each one of you can share your managed change story when the time comes, and after the meeting, maybe during the networking session. So thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smita. We enjoyed being on this ride of change with you. I request everybody to take 30 seconds to give Toastmaster Smita back for his speech. I now invite Toastmaster Vasudevan, the timer, to give us the timer's report.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. So the timing report is as follows. Toastmaster Himangi took 6 minutes, 6 seconds. Toastmaster Aaron took 6 minutes, 55 seconds. Toastmaster Shirish took 7 minutes. And Toastmaster Smita took 8 minutes, 30 seconds. Toastmaster Himangi, Toastmaster Aaron, and Toastmaster Shirish have qualified for the vote.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vasudevan. I would request the SAR to share the link for voting. And please note, you can vote for Himangi, Toastmaster Himangi, Toastmaster Shirish, and Toastmaster Aaron. Have we shared the link?
We'll share it in a few minutes.
Proceed while he shares.
All right. Okay. Well, what we've noticed is that in all these celebrations, one thing that is common is everybody wishes to have their near and dears, their family and friends with them, and even community at large. You cannot imagine celebration without bonding with people. The humane touch is very important. I would just like to share some bizarre celebrations that I gave in the form of sports. You also perhaps must have read about them. Of course, La Tomatino in Spain. But have you heard of this mud festival in South Korea? And the wife carrying championship celebration in Finland, where you carry your wife on your back and the winner gets beer equivalent to the weight of his wife. Wow, that's quite a prize. And have you heard of the Monkey Buffet Festival of Thailand? The Hair Freezing Festival of Canada? And the World Toe Wrestling Championship. Ouch! Oh, I already feel that my toe is injured. Well, definitely all this is done, all these celebrations have this fun element in them. And we cannot imagine celebration without fun. So let's move on to our next segment in this meeting that promises lots of fun. So I hand over the reins of this celebration to another fun and family-loving person, Toastmaster Manan. Toastmaster Manan, allow me to hand over the days and the proceedings to you. Yes, dear participants, the link for voting has been provided on the chat. Please take time to cast your vote the best. Over to you, Toastmaster Manan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manjeet. It is truly said that we cannot eradicate the sorrows of the world, but certainly we can decide to live in the joy of life. And to get that joy, celebrate each and every moment. And for millennials like us, celebration, what bigger source than party? Partying for failures, partying for success, and partying for what not. So today, on these table topics would be party. But prior to that, let me explain you what are table topics. Table topics are a place where the speaker would be called upon and given an impromptu topic where he would have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. So I would request the timer, Vasudev, to just explain with the timer cards regarding the timings of table topics.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manan. So table topics, the speakers are allotted time of 1 to 2 minutes. I will display a green card when the speaker reaches 1 minute as being displayed currently. I will display the yellow card when the speaker reaches 1 minute 30 seconds as displayed currently, and I will display the red card when the speaker reaches 2 minutes as being displayed currently. Each speaker is given a grace period. No, apologies. Table topic speakers are not given a grace period, so 2 minutes is the time limit. Also, if the cards are not seen, request the speakers and guests to let me know if it is not being seen. Thank you. And over to you, Toastmaster Mani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vasudev. And now, calling upon all the Toastmasters to celebrate one of the unique moments of their life, impromptu speaking. Please let us know who would voluntarily like to take this opportunity and be our first speaker. You can just raise your hand in the chat box. There is an option. Come on, the topics are extremely easy and related with the theme of the party. Okay, still see if the members are not voluntarily coming, then the party host has to select the members to have the party. So anyone? Okay. So now let me randomly call upon someone. May I have Avantika?
Hi, Manoj. Yes.
Yes, Avantika. Yeah. Yeah. So Avantika, topic for you is your favorite party game. Bingo, musical chair, or truth and dare. The reasons for it. Toastmaster Avantika, your favorite party game. Bingo, musical chair, or truth and dare, and the reasons for it.
Alright. My favorite party game is none other than the musical chair. Musical chair being the reason that you have music, the aura of positivity, and the fun element of it to dance and move around the chair. Always when I see musical chairs, it is very fun to play. All around you run, you dance, you listen to the tune, and in the tune you just feel yourself mesmerized. And you won't believe, many a times we even forget where we had planned. The best part, when you just turn the chair and make your own place to sit up. So musical chair is my favorite game, and I being a dance enthusiast, I enjoy it the most. While this game can be played by anyone of any age, this is the most favorite of all, I think. Thank you. Over to you, favorite topic, Manoj.
Thank you, Avantika. And I could see you dancing around the chairs in the next party and winning the chair contest. So moving on, I have got a request from the guest Satish, who would like to be our next speaker. So Zoom Master, can you just focus on guest Satish? Yeah, hello Satish. So Satish,
Yeah, hi.
assuming you are attending a theme-based party,
Okay.
and you have an option of selecting or dressing up in a cartoon or a Superman or any superhuman costume, which it would be and your reasons for it. I would repeat, suppose you are attending a theme-based party and you have an option to attend it with a costume of any of your favorite comic character or a superhuman which you feel like, which it would be and the reason for it. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Well, you promised that you would be giving us a simple or easy topic, but to me, it is really a complicated one because I am not fond of cartoon characters. But I'll definitely take up a leaf from my niece, who is constantly engrossed in watching several, cartoon programs. The one is Chota Bheem. I mean, that's the one I can recall at this point in time. I would definitely love to dress myself up in, one of these, cartoon characters' costumes. Why? Because I am also forced to watching Chota Bheem because, of course, we don't have any other options because when the, children have the remote control with them, obviously they are actually, dominating everything. Now, the other reason why, I would dress it up in the character or the cartoon I just referred to is that because it looks really funny, and it has also been inspired from one of the mythological, characters Bhim, which also is an epitome of strength and of course valor. That may be the reason why I should choose this particular character. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Satish, for that's such a wonderful on-the-spot thinking. And Chota Bheem is certainly one of the favorite characters of, I think, most of us. So kudos to you. Moving ahead, I got a self-nomination from Toastmaster Parag. So may I have Toastmaster Parag?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, Toastmaster Parag. your your favorite place for partying. Is it an island, a mountain top, or a discotheque in the middle of a city? Toastmaster Parag, your favorite place for partying, an island, a top of the mountain, or a discotheque in the middle of a city?
Thank you, Toastmaster Maran, and good evening, everybody. So, as my imagination runs wild all the time, these three places are awesome, and I'm already imagining in my mind. My mind is running helter skelter, thinking about having a party on top of the mountain or on island. And what was the third? I forgot. Sorry. But anyway, the island is the first choice. Like since I've started dreaming, you can say I have always wanted to own an island. That was one of the uh, super dream since childhood, that I should own an island. And now that you are giving me an opportunity to imagine having a party on an island, wow. An island in the middle of the maybe Pacific Ocean or whatever, it will be awesome, with plenty of sunshine. And suppose I can take all my friends in a big ship or a yacht rather, with a lot of music, a DJ and everybody on board. We just jump directly from the boat when we reach the island. All the different marine life greeting us in the shallow waters. Amazing. What a topic. Manan, I'm going to be dreaming about this whole night. And to top it that, food and maybe coconut water I can mix with a lot of drinks on the island. That will be another great thing available. And the music, I'm imagining at sunset we'll have a a bonfire, and we'll be out dancing around the bonfire, singing and dancing. I mean, that will be amazing. I wish in Toastmasters one day we sort of go to an island for a picnic. What say, Nivedita? Next picnic in Bombay Toastmasters. Any island close to Mumbai, I think will be a great thing. With imagining all of us Toastmasters having a tabletop session on the beach with a bonfire on, and I can give a chance to Manan that time to become the table topic master. Thank you, Manan. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Parag. I can certainly say that my attention would be definitely not there in the table topics on the beach. But thank you so much. Moving ahead, I got a Toastmaster Nick has asked to participate voluntarily. So may I ask the Zoom master to focus on Toastmaster Nick? Yeah, Toastmaster Nick. So a single most reason which irritates you the most while attending the party. A single Toastmaster Nick, a single biggest reason which irritates you the most while attending any party.
Thank you, Table Topics Master Manan, Toastmasters and guests. I think the topic is, what is the reason which irritates you the most when attending a party? I would like to give you the origin of this. Party song was first sung by Beyonce in 2011. I think it was August 2011. If you have heard, you are a bad girl and your friends are bad too. I think there is no reason, and the way our TMOD of the day was dancing on some Indian music. I'm sorry, I'm from US, so I'm not so familiar with Indian music, but that led the interactive session and it went very well. I think there are no reasons at all to be annoyed or frustrated at anyone at a party when you are having a great time. But there are occasions which happen, and those are beyond one's control. So one of the parties I attended, there were cops who knocked on the door for reasons. It was beyond the party, but there was a lot of noise. And you happen to know that when there is noise pollution or distortion or someone gets disturbed, they do call 911 in US. And I think that was the challenge which happened. But I would say this, A party is a reason to be joyful, to celebrate, and any occasion, whether it's Diwali in India, whether it's Eid, or whether it's Thanksgiving, which we just had in US, or any other reason. I think there's no reason to be annoyed or frustrated at anyone. Just mingle, have a bingle, mix, and make merry. Whether it's drinking, like Parag Purve mentioned, I'm sorry, I can't see the red card or green card or anyone. Whoever is showing that, please display it. Whether it's being merry on an island, or whether it's, being Chota Bheem or whatever, or whether it's my favorite character, clown, who makes everyone laugh. I think it's an occasion to be celebrating, having joy, having fun, mingling with everyone. So I would say, other than other disturbances, there's no reason, if everyone is well behaved at the party, to stop or to not celebrate one. Thank you. I'm not sure of the timing.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
I could not see the timing, so where is that timer or the green, yellow, or amber and red card?
Thank you, Toastmaster Nick. You certainly were in time. So to move ahead, I have got a request from our guest Nikunj to voluntarily
Excuse me, Toastmaster Manan.
Yeah.
Like just a point, like I would just, for the benefit of all the participants, I just put the instructions maybe on the chat for everyone related to how to pin my video, because it seems like that's a bit of a concern. Back to you. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, sure, Vasudev. So I got a message to participate voluntarily from our guest Nikunj. So I would like to ask Zoom Master to focus on guest Nikunj. Yeah, hello, guest. Yeah, Nikunj. The best gift you have received on any occasion. The best gift you have received on any occasion, Nikunj.
Okay, so yeah, recently, thank you to Table Master Manan for the topic. So this on 10th of November was my birthday, 21st birthday, and I think it was one of the best birthdays I ever had, and to be precise, I also got one of the best gift I would have received from my parents. Okay, and it was something like we own a family business. Okay, and my father is like someone who never tells me to come to the office, because even if I tell him that like I have grown up enough and I'm studying BBA, so I should be going to the office and joining, but he never let me come to his office. Okay, he's like, you're still too young to join and just learn anything regarding business. But as soon as I turned 21, he came to my room and he's like, okay, you're now good enough, grown up enough, and I think you can come to the office with me. And I think it's one of the the feeling of having treated as an adult, and being getting an opportunity to be much closer to my father, it gives me a lot of, it was one of the best. Yeah, that's all. Was I audible? There was a lot of background noise.
Yeah, yes, Nikunj, you were audible, and thank you for sharing your thoughts. Zoom Master, I would request you to mute all the other members while the speaker is speaking. Thank you, Toastmaster or guest Nikunj. Moving ahead, I would like to ask our maybe the final participant for today, Toastmaster Nivedita. Zoom Master, can you focus on Toastmaster Nivedita? Yes. Toastmaster Nivedita, the one place which you would like to immediately visit once the lockdown is over and party hard out there. The one place which you would like to immediately visit once the lockdown is over and party hard out there.
It's not the imagination, it's I've already planned. because I don't know when the actual or the complete lockdown will be over, but I want to go to a calm, quiet place and sit with friends, chat a lot, eat, drink, be merry. That's what my place. And the best place is what I'm planning to go is Mahabaleshwar, which is a best thing, not very cold, cool, calm environment. It's close to nature, which I love most. And I'll get that much required break. That's it from my side. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nivedita. Contrary to you, I want to go to a place where there is a lot of noise, because I have been fed up of a lot of you can say solitude. So that is the thing. So now may I call upon the timer Vasudev to let us know how many of the table topic speakers have qualified for today's session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manan. So Toastmaster Avantika took 1 minute exactly. Guest Satish took 1 minute 30 seconds. Toastmaster Parag took two minutes. Toastmaster Nick took 1 minute 57 seconds. Toastmaster Nivedita took 1 minute. And apologies, I actually missed the name of the speaker who spoke prior to Nivedita. So the guest took 1 minute, and all the speakers are qualified for the vote.
Okay,
Vasudev,
great.
it's Nikunj.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
I would request the Zoom master to share us the link wherein all the members and the guests can vote for the best table topic speaker.
Sure, Manu.
And while the link is being shared, let us go back to have the celebrations, and let us call upon the celebratory master for today, Toastmaster Manjeet, to continue for the theme of the day. Back to Toastmaster Manjeet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manan. Well, we really enjoyed the topics that you had today for our speakers. Well, we all are always celebrating success. You know, I will never forget this teacher of mine, and 40 years since I have left school, and I still call up my teacher on every Teacher's Day to wish her, because she taught us a unique celebration. Every time we did not do well, or we did not get good grades, and we would sit with long faces in the class, she would say, "Cheers, failure is the stepping stone to success. So you all need to go home today and treat yourself to ice cream." And we really did that. And we never feared failure ever after that. When I spoke to Toastmaster Sarvesh and I said, "Take on success and failure," he said, "Well, we should embrace both, and especially failure, because it gives us a perspective to improve." So now let's move on to that section which is going to have music and food, thought. More on this later. So I hand over the proceedings of our meeting to Toastmaster Sarvesh.
Thank you so much, Manjeet. Let me just first verify whether I'm visible and audible.
Yes, you are.
Yes, thank you so much. So now, since today's theme is celebrations, and usually after all the celebrations, there is a portion that there comes a point where now the celebration is going to end. And at that point of time, usually there is some senior person or some uncle or an aunt comes over and says, "Guys, we all have a lot of fun. It was a great time, but now it's also some time to do some cleanup."
I'm coming to make my drink now.
Yes. So I'm sort of that uncle, you can say, in that party or that celebration, who would, in the Toastmasters world, is also called as a general evaluator. So my task for today is to keep a tab on the entire meeting and provide my feedback for the overall session. So to begin with, first let me call upon the evaluation section. Let's begin with the evaluation section. So let me first call upon the evaluator for Hemangi's speech, that is speech 1, and the evaluator is Janak. Janak, over to you.
One sec, Sarvesh, just for the benefit of everyone, a timer for the, just call the timer.
Okay, for the table topic? Okay.
For the evaluation, for the evaluators.
Okay, fine. So may I call upon the timer, please, Vasudeva, to give the guidelines for the timings for the evaluation section?
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Sarvesh. So the evaluation section, the evaluators will be allotted 2 to 3 minutes. I will display the green card when the speaker reaches 2 minutes as being displayed currently. I will display the yellow card when the speaker reaches 2 minutes 30 seconds as being displayed currently. And I will display the red card when the speaker reaches 3 minutes. Just could someone confirm if the timer cards is being seen? It's currently on red.
Yes, I can see the timer right now.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So over to you, Toastmaster Sarvesh.
Sarvesh, please unmute yourself.
Thank you so much. So I would just like to request the evaluators, maybe just before they begin, would they please try to pin the timer so that they would be able to view the timer? Okay, so let me first call upon Janak, who is going to evaluate the first speech. So Janak, could you first come up, check the audio video? Also, you can check the timer if you're able to see that, and then you can begin with the evaluation.
Sure. Hi. Are you able to hear me and see me?
Yes. I'm able to hear you, see you. Are you able to see the timing cards?
I actually pinned the timer, but the timer is lost now.
Janak, what you can do is you can go to view and go in the gallery view, so you'll be able to see him.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. All right. Thank you. What an occasion of celebration that Hemis has chosen to deliver her speech today. Thank you so much, Hemangi, for taking us through the journey of conquering fear. Your speech was a perfect example of celebration, and you set the whole tone of the meeting. Your opening was amazing, and it really gave us a good picture of what we are going to see throughout your speech and how beautiful the journey is going to be. Your speech not only just had a great usage of words, but they were tied beautifully together to give us a very scenic view of your speech. You had a great control altogether over your speech, and you were very much calm and composed, and you had like the entire speech was in total control. As a recommendation, I would give you a small suggestion where you mentioned that you were just hand away, or where you looked up and you happened to look at the peak. You could have used your hand gestures to show your happiness, or to show your achievement. You could have exaggerated your feeling a little bit more, so that everyone could have received an immersive experience of your speech. Overall, it was an amazing speech, and you had everything to please all the audiences. Thank you. Over to you, the general evaluator of the day.
Thank you so much, Janak. for the encouraging feedback. So now it's time to move on to the second evaluator. So may I call upon Anand to give evaluation comments for Aaron's speech. Anand, would you like to first check the voice and video?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, very well. And I can see you too.
I'm not able to pin the timer. I don't know what. I can see the timer, but when I click on those three dots, I just see a chat message coming up there. I don't see the way to pin. Is it?
Are you able to see the timer in
Yes,
gallery view?
Timer.
So that's okay.
Okay. Okay, no problem. I'm just telling you.
You can't pin him, you can staple him.
Yeah, no problem. Okay.
You can staple him if you can't pin him.
Okay. No problem. I'll start.
All right. Thanks.
One who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And this is exactly what speaker's mentor, Durga Datta, did for the speaker in his speech today. General evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, guest, and my speaker, Aaron. It was a beautiful speech. The way you constructed your speech, you gave several examples with your wise lessons chosen from each one of those examples and how they have helped you become more. I really loved the way you started. You started with the sentence, when you hear the word mentor, does anybody come to your mind? What a great start to hook the audience. And that brought a lot of images in my mind when I heard that word mentor. And then you asked that there are many people who have helped us in some way or other. And then you plunged into the story, and that is about me as a protege who got several mentoring tips from his mentor, Durga Datta. Very well crafted speech, which led to engaging the audience throughout, and with a beautiful summary of the messages of 4 life lessons which you talked about. I also loved your voice modulation. At one point in time, you said when Durga Datta was going to deliver his CC10 speech, and you all were ready to clap because nobody had completed the CC10 in your club, and something really different occurred. I really loved the way you spoke. Awesome. And I would encourage you to continue to do so, because that really caught my nerve, and I love that aspect. And if throughout the speech, I think that is one remarkable thing which came out from his speech very clearly. How could we make this great speech even greater speech? So I would like to give 2 recommendations. One, on the content part, in order to make this speech more credible, it would have been good if you had given some quote. I remember a quote from Zig Ziglar who says, a lot of people have gone further than they thought they could because someone thought they could. It would have added more credibility to your speech, and audience could have found it more interesting to hear about your journey as a protege. Second thing, in the content aspect, would have been interesting for you to add what would have happened if you had not got the mentor. So having the lack of mentorship in your Toastmaster journey or in any part of your life, how it could have affected in a negative way. So that could have also added a lot of value to speech. And then on the body language part, I would request that it would be nice to have your hand gestures, your facial expressions. It would bring more liveliness to your. To summarize, excellent content, good telling story, speech, storytelling ability. With this couple of improvements, I'm sure I'm looking forward to many more life lessons to learn from you. Wish you all the best for your future speeches. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Anand, for the nicely articulated feedback. Thank you so much. We'll move to the evaluation for the next speaker. I would like to call upon Nazir. Nazir, if you would just check your audio and video.
Mic check. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible and I can see you. Yeah. So, hi. So the next speech, the speaker 3 was Shiri. Nazir will be giving evaluation comments for Shirish's speech. Over to you, Nazir.
Toastmaster series. The start, the way you started your speech, I like that. You mentioned what is the mentorship and what are the different qualities a mentor possesses and how he can actually improve a mentee, right? By sharing all the different qualities and how he can help. So I like the beginning because you were very much clear what do you see in a mentor and mentorship, mentee relationship. And then you started with all the life lessons that you have learned. I believe that it was quite a mammoth task because you tried to cover almost 4 mentor-mentee relationship in one speech, and then you did it very much beautifully. You first started with your drama mentor, and you said how different qualities that she taught you. Those qualities are very much relevant in our Toastmaster experience as well. It was good to know that you are actually, are able to act Charlie Chaplin. Maybe next joint meeting, we would be able to see some glimpses of it as well. Then you smoothly transition towards your master mentor, and you also explain how effectively he was doing his job by reviewing the speech and also providing the quality feedback to you and improving you. Then you again did a smooth transition, and you actually explain how your professional mentor actually helped you in your preparation exam. He actually raised above the bar, and he also provided you the study materials for that. So you actually shown a very good gratitude towards all the mentors. At the end, you also explain how parent play quite a significant role. Now, coming back to suggestion, I think in the content wise, you could have followed a chronological order. You could have started from the, I would say, childhood and talk about the parent first, and then, follow a chronological order. As you are good with the drama, there is a term called plot development. And if you have focus on one relationship, because, audience get some time to attach to a particular plot, I think, only one plot could have make the speech more impactful. Delivery wise, I believe that, given the limitations that we have in the current setup, I think you did fairly well. One small suggestion there as well. If you can do a stress on certain words which you want to convey. For example, when you say the mentor is the one who show you the hope in yourself, you could have said that the mentor is the one who show you the hope in yourself. If you deliver in this way, I think it would have a more long-lasting impact in the audience. Overall, I think it was a really great speech. And with this suggestion, I think you can make your speech of the next level. Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you so much, Nazir, for the wonderful evaluation for Shirish's speech. Now let's move ahead with the evaluation for the 4th speaker's speech. The 4th speaker was Smita. And to evaluate Smita's speech, let me call upon Sunil to give his speech comments. Sunil, would you like to check audio and video?
Am I horrible and avoidable?
Yes, you are horribly and avoidably visible and audible, I can say. Thank you so much. Over to you, Sunil.
I once had an opportunity to complain in a Toastmasters meeting that this meeting is no good. And I suggested a change. And they said, if you leave, things will get better. And today, our Toastmaster Smita talked to us about change that she learned in her TEDx days and applied so well in her Toastmasters meeting. No, change is something that we humans detest. But no progress is possible without change. Change has been visible even through the meeting. When we started the meeting, we could see broad daylight, and now it's become dark. But somehow change never seems to get the human touch that it requires from us. Thank you, Toastmasters Smita, for bringing your experience of being in a formative years and using that opportunity to elevate yourself when it knocked on your door. I love the way you started with a proverbial quote of our father of the nation, and then you jumped in on your ride as you changed the tide to pick up better waves in the time to come. You rolled the dice as you brought 6 different changes that you had enumerated in the TEDx opportunity that you had volunteered. You defined, you determined, you developed, you implemented, and then finally you measured. And after enumerating, you said you got an opportunity when you joined Toastmasters, apply the change, which is where the rubber meets the road, where you actually convert the learning into an experience. While I thought you had beautifully used the opportunity to elevate and experience change, there was one change that we required. And that was that throughout the speech, you were conversing with us. And there's a difference between conversation and speech. We love to have your speech in a conversational mode, but we would like not to have a conversation in a speech mode. If you had made a little more formal about your recommendations, it would have made your task the seriousness that it deserved. And secondly, are you excited about change? The emotion that you were elevating, that you were going to transform, would have been visible in a little more voice modulation and a little more excitement. However, the change really transformed us as you showed us that even in your early days, you were picking up opportunities. And I'm sure the opportunity that you have picked up in Toastmasters will elevate you to greater steps. All the best, Meeta, as you climb the journey of success.
Thank you so much, Sunil. And on the second thought, you were neither horrible and neither nor avoidable. On the contrary, you are cheerful and helpful with your feedback. And thank you so much for it. So let's move ahead with the folks who helped us in improving the technicalities of a speech, I must say. And now it's time for the tag team report, as they say. So first, let me call upon the timer, Vasudeva, to give his timing reports for the evaluation section. Vasudeva, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarvesh. So Toastmaster Janak took 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Anand took 3 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Nazir took 2 minutes 45 seconds. And Toastmaster Sunil took 3 minutes exactly. Toastmaster Anand, Toastmaster Nazir, and Toastmaster Sunil have qualified for the vote. Over to you, Toastmaster Sarvesh.
Thank you so much.
Vasudev, just a second. So Anand took how much? You are not audible.
Sorry, 3 minutes 20 seconds.
So
yeah, so Vasudeva, all are eligible. So
all are eligible. All are eligible.
Yes. So all between 2 minutes 30 to 3 minutes 30 seconds are eligible. So all the evaluators are eligible for voting. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Vasudeva. Now let me move ahead with the R counter report. To give the R counter report, let me invite Bhavna. Bhavna, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Sarvesh. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, here is my counter report. So Manjit has used well 1 time, 8 time, 1 time, so 3 times. Hemangi 3 times. Shirish 3 times. Smita 3 times, 6 times. Manan 3 times. Satish 2 times. Nikunj 5 times. Sarvesh 2 times. Anand 2 times. Nazir 7 times. Manjit use 1 time and 2 time but 1 time. Hemangi use so 4 times but 3 times. Shirish use and 2 times. Smita use but 4 times so 8 times. Like 1 time and 4 times. Yeah, 3 times. Manan use so 5 times but 2 times. Avantika use and 2 times so 1 times. Satish use 3 times. Parag use 1 times. Nick use so and but 1 time. Nikunj use and 2 times, but 2 times, 3 times. Sarvesh use so 5 times. Anand use so 2 times. There is no filler words by Janak, Sunil, Aaron. Yeah, that's it from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, General Evaluator, Sarvesh.
Thank you so much, Bhavana. I'm the Toastmaster of the day. Good to know that. I think you are longing for Toastmaster of the day because she has got something good at the end of the meeting, maybe. Yeah, but thank you so much for the detailed and in-depth report for the R counter. Let me now invite grammarian Sajid to give out his grammarian report and be humane with it. Thank you so much. Over to you, Sajid.
Hey, thank you so much. And good evening, everybody. I hope I am audible and visible.
Yes, Sajid, you are audible and visible.
Okay, so here goes my report. Let me first begin by people using the word of the day, that is humane. Um, our Toastmaster of the day, Dr. Manjeet, used it twice, and Sunil used it once, and I was not able to, because able to catch anybody else using the word of the day, humane. Probably I was mesmerized with your speeches. So now coming to the next part, that is improper grammatical usage and what are the suggestions for that. Uh, the first one that I was able to catch up was suddenly shiver came to me. So probably how I would use it is probably suddenly a chill came over me, or I'll put it as encompassed by sudden chill. The second one is got transported to Mumbai. Got transferred to Mumbai. Then the third part is people used slang in their speeches like "Okay, cool, I'm gonna." So we can very easily go and avoid usage of slang in your speeches. Then the last one, mentor-mentee saying, conversing, right? You can always say, put it as mentor-mentee conversing with each other. Now, coming to the third part of my report, there were a number of plethora of quotes and thoughts and sayings that I definitely liked. The first one is the pioneering journey from fear to freedom. Stick to the basics and learn from others. Stick to the basics and learn from others. If you want to do well, take the right way. Mentor helps you grow and hone your skill sets. This was very funny and I just loved it. I would definitely want my wife to get fat over it, right? Wherein our Toastmaster of the day, Manjeet, spoke about a festival of wife carrying festival where the winner gets beer in the weight of your wife, right? You would definitely want a very well set wife there. The next one was we cannot eradicate errors of life, but live in the joys of life. A very wonderful quote, right? Then there was knows the way, goes the way, and improves the way. And last but not least, a lot of people go further because they think that they could. Over to you, General Evaluators, Sarvesh. That was my report, grammarian report for the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sajid, for your in-detailed report about the grammarian. So now it's time for my evaluation comments for the overall meeting. So what I would do is I would just go as per the chronology of the meeting and would be giving my comments on each section or the each role that has been played. So the Toastmaster of the day, indeed, no one would contradict to this, saying that the today's meeting start was indeed very much joyous and very refreshing. And the meeting started on time. And after that, the address by the presiding officers and the way Manjit started the meeting indeed lit up all our hearts. So a very good job there by Manjit on starting of the meeting and with a song and helping us to get out of those noon slagginess that we had. Now coming to the speech part, Hemangi's speech was indeed a good where I learned about fear to freedom. She has a very good storytelling ability, and one part that I would like her to improve upon maybe is to have a key takeaway at the end of the speech. Janak indeed brought up very good points for Hemangi's speech. Speaker 2 was Aaron, a better me. Indeed, like Aaron, as I look up to him when in terms of the speeches, the key takeaway from his speech was right way and the easy way, take the right way. And one feedback I would that or constructive feedback is in the conclusion part, because the conclusion is what we take away. It seemed like Aaron you can try to uh, do more practice on the conclusion. Anand's speech was also very good. Sorry, the Anand evaluated Aaron's speech, and it was given in a very constructive way. I like the way the feedback was given. Speaker 3 was Shirish. One thing I learned from Shirish's speech was the enthusiasm with which he spoke upon the topic that he loved, that is drama. One tip for him would be to make the conclusion more crispier and not elongate it a bit. Nazir indeed gave a very cool and calm approach, gave a cool and calm feedback to Shirish's speech. The fourth speaker was Smita, where she spoke about managing change. The one key takeaway for me was ride the tide. And one tip that I would like to give is the time management. Maybe keep a tab on the time as well. Apart from that, coming to the table topic section, job in the table topic section. All the topics were very much apt and to the theme of the meeting. So Manan explained well the section when you begin with. Couple of points that I would just like to recommend to Manan is keep the topic short and easy to understand. Like for example, the topic given for Satish, instead of the long sentence that he had, maybe he could have kept it like short. For example, my superhero's costume for party would be. My superhero costume for a party would be, rather than giving a very long topic. So that would give a very clear idea for the speaker to talk upon. And one point I also observed is since this is a joint meeting, maybe Manan could have encouraged a couple of, since there were 6 table topics, Manan could have encouraged a couple of table topics, or he could have asked someone from the Eminent Toastmasters also maybe to come up and or invite someone to just attempt a table topic. Apart from that, that section was indeed good. Coming to the evaluation section, timer did a very good job. I understand that the timer was changed at the last moment. So thank you so much, first of all, Vasudeva, for taking up the role of the timer, and you indeed played the role well. Only one tip that I would like to suggest is next time maybe when in online platform we can always check that is the timing cards available or visible to all the participants, especially the at the time of the especially for all, because that is the most critical part of the meeting, the timing. So but you did an awesome job in keeping the time. Then the R counter report, yes, Bhavana covered the R counts very well and showed that she has got a good ear to the speech. One tip I would like to give is rather than go person by person and give all the R's and so's and buts that the person is using, rather than going column wise. So what you did is you said so was used by Sarvesh X many times, then so was used by that person y many times, in that way. Rather than you can just go in this way. Sarvesh used so 5 times, art 3 times, and 4 times. So cover speaker by speaker. That would be very helpful. Grammarian Sajid, you indeed did a good job. The word of the day was very easy for us to use. And yes, I would So that is a very good job that you did. I would have also liked you to come upon with other recommendations that I observed, but it's okay. In interest of time, I would not like to go upon that. But the word of the day use, the way you encourage people to use the word of the day, and your observations on the grammarian use that you provided was indeed very helpful for all of us. So overall, the meeting started on time. I'm very critical about the time. So it started on time. The enthusiasm was maintained throughout. Thanks to the Toastmaster of the day for starting it up very well. And thank you, Manan, for the table topic master, for keeping it up. And all the speeches were very good, very well set up. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank everyone involved for planning up this meeting as well, because a good plan brings up a good meeting. A couple of suggestions which are overall is maybe just to save time. First is like the speech number 2 and 3, they had the same objectives. So maybe we could have just read the objective once. That could have saved us like a couple of minutes in going on to the objectives and all. Second is if we have to comment upon the speech, maybe in that point of time, we could already ask the audience to put the comments in the chat section or give their feedback one-to-one later on in the speech. These are only just a couple of observations that I had to share. And with this, let me again go back to our celebration master of the day, or shall I say the Toastmaster of the day, Manjeet. So over to you, Manjeet, and thanks for listening out to me.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sarvesh. Thank you very much. Well, I had spoken about music and food. I'm sure when all the persons who gave their speeches heard good comments about themselves, that was music to their ears. And when you had suggestions for improvement, and perhaps you may not have agreed with them, but well, that's food, hot, and you can gulp it down with a little of salt. Celebration is a ritual that has been passed down to us by our ancestors. And we in this millennium celebrations, and we're going to pass it down to our future generations through posterity. I want to ask you one thing. Whenever you're at a party, which is the counter that you would go in the beginning, in the middle of the party, and even towards the end? Anybody would like to answer?
Live counter. Live counter.
What did you say? Okay. Now I have the recipe of a drink for all of you. I have this virgin mojito, and I know you all must be knowing how to make one, but definitely if you're going to see me making it now, you're going to love it, and you're going to all rush to the bars in your house and prepare one for yourself. But this is a virgin mojito. So I have this. I have the mint leaves. I have got lemon water in it. I've added sugar, and now it's time for me to add some soda water to it. Here we are. And you all, you have the liberty to add whichever spirit you wish to it, because you're at home and you don't have to worry about drinking and driving. So treat yourself to a lovely mojito after this meeting to keep the celebration going on. And I also raised a toast. Let 2020 conclude in a very peaceful manner, and let us usher in 2021 with promise of good health, happiness, and cheer. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Over to you, Presiding Officer Babu, while I sip on it.
That's not
Heaven.
fair.
Thank you,
That's heaven.
Toastmaster of the Day, for handing over the podium to me on that spirited celebratory note. Thank you so much. Toastmasters is all about celebrations. From the time we joined the club as a new member, the time we gave our milestone speeches, the time when the club celebrated its milestone events, the time when members and clubs celebrated their successes, or a time like today when we have a joint meeting of two top clubs in Oman, top two clubs in Mumbai. I think that's a force of habit. One which I would call a celebrated, much celebrated club, Bombay Toastmasters, and the other, like the club name suggests, an eminent club in Mumbai. So let us all put our hands together for the members of both the clubs for having made this joint meeting possible. We've had a fantastic session so far, or rather I would say a fantastic celebration. And this would not have been possible without the efforts of the plethora of speakers that we've had today. A multi-talented star cast, I would say, and all the role players who have chipped in and made it a really memorable one. But of course, a lot of the credit definitely will go for the zing and the fizz of the heady party drink, which our Toastmaster of the Day has provided. Whether she gave us a recipe for the Virgin Mojito or not, but I am sure that she has given us definitely a great recipe of how a good Toastmaster session has to be conducted. So for the TMOD and all the role players, speakers, evaluators, everyone else, let us once again give a huge, huge round of applause. In fact, come to think of it, this has been a week of celebrations. As the Toastmaster of the Day said, 2 days back, we had the Thanksgiving celebrations for those who like to celebrate it over a nice meal of turkey and what have you. We've had the good news of the vaccines coming in. I think that itself is a great cause for celebration. And there has been one very silent event which perhaps has unnoticed for many of us, and I would say that is very close to our doorstep. We have one of our own members of Bombay Toastmasters who reached the pinnacle of winning in the division, the humorous speech contest, and I think that is a great cause for celebration. Toastmaster Ankit Satanikar, let's put our hands together for it. And I'm also given to understand that Eminent Toastmasters will soon be celebrating its 250th session. A huge round of applause for them as well. And before we move ahead on this celebratory note, how can we miss out on some of those who have been part of this celebration session? I'm referring to some of the guests who have been here today to grace the occasion. So may I call upon a few of our guests to come forward, what they have thought about the session, what they have felt about the session, their experiences and feedback, if any. A minute or two. May I call upon Nikunj first to say a few words? Nikunj, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Yeah.
So,
a very short feedback of your experience.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank all of you to give me this opportunity to be in the meeting as a guest. This is my first Toastmaster. Okay, I was always curious because many of my friends are into Toastmasters. Yashokrita is one of the members in this group who let me in. So yeah, this was my first experience, and I was really pleased, and I really loved how it goes, like the smooth flow and how professionally this whole thing is conducted. So I'm looking forward to to be there in more such meetings, and I think it's a very good way to spend my Saturday. Otherwise, I would have binge watched some more series or something else. So I think it's a much productive thing to do on a Saturday. And yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikunj. May I call upon another guest, Nick, to say a few words, please. Nick, are you there?
Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes.
First of all, thank you, Babu, for inviting me for this meeting. I was conducted in one of the very professional ways, very interactive and lively and cheerful session thanks to our TMOD. Highly focused, exuberant, energetic and vibrant group is what I would say. Everyone, I mean, I have been to Toastmaster clubs in various countries, mostly in US. I'm part of, Advanced Toastmasters Club, Columbia University Toastmasters, where I graduated from, and also Princeton Toastmasters Club, besides a couple of others. I think Toastmasters is a classroom where everyone is a student and teacher at the same time. And everyone, each one of us from here can walk away with practical, proven tools to ensure future success. With that, I would say it was a terrific job done by all the speakers, whether it was table topics, evaluators, Toastmaster, or anyone. I'm sure this is a great opportunity for people to network, learn and share. It was terrific because I think people were able to share their wealth of knowledge and experience. And my takeaway from this is a lot of valuable tips and information which I can use. And it is a tremendous asset for us to have all of you. Your input, suggestions, everything is appreciated by myself, and I assume so for others too. You guys are very good at what you do. Thank you. Keep it up. Kudos.
Thank you, Nick, for your very appreciative words, and we look forward to having you, seeing you more often at our club sessions. We have another guest, Satish. Is he there? Mr. Satish?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Let's
So, well, I would like to begin with the most energetic person probably I've ever seen. I'm not able to recollect her name, but I would address her, ma'am. She's the one who is moderating the whole thing. Manjeet, ma'am, if I'm not mistaken. Well, really upbeat. The way you the one thing that I find the most interesting is the way you guys give feedbacks. Very constructive, obviously if I was just trying to assume, if I had to give a presentation and the kind of feedbacks that I would have got, obviously the feedbacks that you guys share are very, very encouraging. It really emboldens the speaker to try out whatever mistakes he or she made the next time to ensure that he or she doesn't make the same mistake. Everything right. I mean, I would second to what the gentleman just mentioned. Fantastic way to spend your Saturday, or rather I must say fantastic day to invest your Saturday. Earlier I was little ambiguous whether I would want to join it, but now I'm absolutely certain I would love to be part of this particular club and in this way for the rest of my life. Thank you so much, guys, and God bless each one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Satish.
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll remember this day as probably one of the most important days and the most important decisions in your life. Thank you very much. Any other guests, Mr. Sachin or Sajid? Pardon me if I am calling a member because I still not familiar with the members of Eminent Toastmasters. Is Mr. Sachin there? Okay. Sajid, are you a member or a guest?
Sachin and Sajid both are members of Eminent.
Members, okay, fine. Okay, fine. And now I would request an important dignitary in our midst. So far, he was wearing the hat of a prepared speaker, but now I would like to call on him as the Division Director of Division B, Toastmaster DTM Aaron Colasso, and say a few words. Aaron, over to you.
Thank you, Babu. Today, as I attend this joint meeting of BTM and Eminent, I am really pleased to be present here. As I mentioned in my speech, that my journey, BTM was one of the clubs which I attended, and then I used to attend and learn from and try to replicate it at Eminent. And today I am so pleased that both BTM and Eminent are one of the best clubs according to the DCP goals and the meeting qualities in Division B. Not only that, as Babu mentioned about Ankit winning from the humorous speech contest for Division B, Tapas Saha won the evaluation speech contest for Division B from Eminent. So this goes on to say the quality of this both the clubs. Today, as we enjoyed the celebrations, there has been a lot going on in the background. Many discussions happening silently between the VP educations. And because of all this effort, we've had this fantastic meeting. I want to wish each and every member of both these clubs that we continue to learn, we continue to develop and get better. And this journey would only keep on getting better and better. Always, whenever I've attended a meeting at BTM, I've seen that how the meeting starts exactly on time and with high energy. And today, Manjeet not only had that high energy, but she also ended with some high spirits. And I'm sure if we would be having an in-person meeting, definitely we all would be having our mojitos in a hand and celebrating. All the best for this upcoming year, and maybe end this year strong, as both the clubs are vying for the Diamond Club. I'm sure we are doing good progress and both the clubs would be getting that. With that, I would like to hand it over to the presiding officer.
Thank you, Division Director Aaron, for those wonderful words. Firstly, my apologies for having missed out the name of Tapas. Well, I did remember him, but I still find it difficult to connect the club and the names. Yes, I think kudos to Tapas Shah for having won the evaluation speech contest at the division level. Now, before I proceed further, I would like to call on my co-host or the president of the co-hosting club, Anuradha Somaya, to say a few words before I take on the mantle again. Anuradha, are you there?
Yes, Babu. Thank you so much. It was indeed a great session today, and it started with such a high energy. I mean, it was a great opening. I mean, Manjeet just set the tone for the meeting. And after that, the sequence of speeches were still adding on to it. There was no going off low energy at all. And the table topic section really made it a blast. And at the end, is still on. I see the same smile which I saw in the start of the meeting on everyone's face. So, is there any other word for this other than celebration? Celebration at Toastmasters in a very high spirit. Yes, we are celebrating the success of division contest which happened. We both have big winners aspiring to win higher grade. And we are going together, bringing a lot of name and fame to Division B. And we are so proud to be a part of Division B. And we have a division director who also is looking forward to our Diamond Club Awards. With this note, guys, together we rise. Thank you. Over to you, Babu.
Thanks, Anuradha. Yes, you have actually defined not just the spirit of Toastmasters, but how the meeting was conducted today in the true spirit of Toastmasters. Definitely a great show. And now we'll go to the awards for the evening, we have 3 awards lined up. Let me see if there's a fourth as well. Okay, the awards for the evening: the best table topic speaker, for the person who's going to take us all to his private island for a party, Toastmaster Parag Karve. Well done, Toastmaster Parag. Looking forward to that event very soon. Manjeet, your turn is still to come. Best speech evaluator, Sunil Agarwal. Congrats, Sunil. He always makes it a habit. And the best prepared speaker. Yes, you've already seen it. Aaron Colasso, DTM. Congrats, Aaron. Well done. And we have the last award for the best of big three, to the person who has not only taught us how to prepare a virgin mojito, but how to conduct sessions of this kind, Toastmaster Dr. Manjeet Sambe. Manjeet, are you there?
Yeah, very much. Thank you so much.
We need to hear that voice one more time before. Well done. Congratulations. Fantastic. And now it's almost time for closing the session, unless the VP Education on either side would like to have a say. Nivedita, do you want to say a few words?
It was indeed a great meeting. I don't want to say something more because we have already exceeding time, but very good show. Thanks to all participants and role players. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. I think Nivedita and her partner from Eminent, Subodh, along with the team of XCOM, have burnt, should I say, the proverbial midnight oil to make sure that this joint meeting has been possible. And let us all look forward to many more such joint meetings in future. And I wish to conclude on a rather philosophical note from what Sadhguru, if you all have heard of him, says that self should be a big celebration. And every moment of our life should be a celebration. And in these days of COVID, if you cannot have external celebrations, then let us have internal celebrations, even if it is on Zoom meetings or otherwise. So on that note, I would like to say that we've had a successful joint meeting, and this is, well, I don't have a glass here, but this is to raise a toast for many more such joint meetings to come. So yes, there is one representative glass for all of us. Thank you, Manjeet, for that. And on that note, I would like to sign off, wishing all of you a great weekend ahead of you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And now I declare this session closed. And of course, I open it for any chit chat for any one of you.